Back at the far corner of our land, there's the survey markers. There's actually two of them. I believe it is on the map. I believe one of them was off and the second one was put in more recently when they put in this sign. And this is our neighbor's land here. He maintains this fence, so he has a nice trail down there, but he says that we historically maintained it, but I see no evidence of that. This was all clear when we got this, and this side was nothing like it, so nobody ever came through here maintaining this fence that I could see. But regardless, I got to come in here with my brush whacker and clear along both fence lines that are in here. I really need to do it all the way around the land. Okay, not only have the plants grown up since the last line that I walked, but this is just a much more dense area right here because it's clear on the other side of the fence and it's not over here. Well, because it's clear on that side of the fence, it allows sun to get in here, and then this blackberry and this blackberry, the brambles just go crazy. They're ripe right now. They're actually not that bad, but they are definitely a nuisance. I battle with blackberry and gooseberry constantly. As soon as you clear an area, they want to take over. There's another one of them historic fence posts. This area is full of black locust. So that's what, or at least on our land, this area up in here has quite a few black locusts in it. So they would just take them out and use them as a fence right there. Use them as a fence post. Yeah, I don't want to go through another thicket like that. I'm going to be shredded when I get back. I'm already dripping head to toe with sweat because I had to walk up to this. This is about, what is it? It's maybe 2,000 feet. Something like that. Yeah, look at the size of these oaks over here. I'm pointing that way. Oh, and victim of blackberry brambles. This stuff stings like crazy. Okay, on the way up here, I went right through this crap. So, lesson learned. Go around. Might be a ways, but that stuff will kill you. It is what looks like an old savanna tree. Finally bit the dust. Seen another one. There's some bur oak on this side too. There's very few left. I think they must have been in demand for something at some time, and they came in and logged them out. Oh, that tree actually, the fence goes right through the middle of it, but it leans onto the other side. Not that I'd cut it anyways. We want these oaks to stay and reseed future generations. So this is all gooseberry that I'm going through right now. Pretty torturous walk. Pretty nice on the other side, eh? I'm not sure what he takes up there. He's got several paths. I know he takes his tractor up to work on the stands, the deer stands. But I don't know if that would fit through some of these. You know, it gets kind of tight right there. Lots and lots of oak on this side. Got white oak, black oak, bur oak. I do believe this is a bur oak right here, little one. So now if this was cleared out around it, that would branch out. It's already got the low branches. That would branch out and become a savanna type tree. That big deer running right through here and right to the shooting lane right here. He put in this, since I've last walked through here, they put in another shooting lane right here. And you can hear people chainsawing in the woods and you don't know what they're doing, but now I know. Okay, what do we got here? I think that's a bur oak right there. And we have a dead top that might be shooting from this dead trunk here. So when I do clear a road through here, I'm going to have to be careful what I cut. The little blue tape on the fence there, I was talking to the original surveyor of this land, same people that have surveyed it for probably 70, 80 years, the same company. But the woman who surveyed this last time said that the blue ones are just line of sight. They don't indicate anything. They were just used by her to get a line of sight to the next. Oh, geez. Oh, recovered. Awesome. I flipped my camera. That's pretty interesting. Big cherry tree. Okay, there's a massive oak right here. But it's on the neighbor's property. That is a bur oak, I believe. I got to get better with my identification. I believe this is black locust right here. And more of it. Okay, in case you haven't picked it up, we have been going downhill this whole time. That upper far corner there is the highest spot on this side of our land. Our land goes that way. Oh, what is it? It's over a quarter mile that way. See, I'm not real used to the new dimensions since we've bought several chunks of land over the years. Yeah, that is really cool. Real old split fence post. Now I believe we're coming up on our corner. It's marked on a tree. Now this one's on our side of the fence. This big boy right here. And that is a bur oak too, I believe. I got to get better at the ID. The leaves are so damn high up, but I'm almost positive that is a bur oak. But I can't tell very well from the trunk. We are planting bur oaks next year, so I'll become much better at it at that time. Yeah, back in the day, before T-posts, they used, all kinds of different stuff. That's a tree, but kind of drifting away from the line here. Just following an easier course. Here's another deer run. I don't know if you can see it go through there. It comes this way and it goes under the fence right there. And we got a massive tree down here. Another savanna tree, bites the dust. Yeah, they all got to go sometime, but it would be nice if there was replacements in the waiting for them. That's what we're going to try to do. Clear around these so that they have a easier time, the ones that we find, and plant a few to fill in where there is none, and get rid of the junk underbrush like I'm tunneling through right now. This is really a treat. This is all black locust. It's got thorns all over it. At least that's what I believe it is. I'm not an expert on black locust by any means. Okay, see if I can get this to aim. Shagbark hickory, good size one, and that's on our side as well. Going down pretty steep now. This is one of the steepest parts on our land, right through here where it drops down to the hollow down there. I said I was going to take you over to some real interesting stuff down in the hollow there, but I'm not going to be able to get to it on this trip. I'll have to do it on the next video. We have 2 days of 80-degree weather, and then it jumps up much hotter. So I have a list of stuff that I got to wrap up, especially in the vineyard. I wonder if I probably missed my tree, because it seems like I should have seen it by now, but I'll continue down a little bit. If I go all the way to the bottom without seeing it, I can just backtrack. But it seems as though I should be going right through there down. Because I do not remember this stuff. Yeah, I think when I went around that stuff, I went a little too far and I missed the edge. Yeah, I'm just going to cut down. See if I can see the... Jeez. Slippery as snot. We're at about 45 degrees right here. So the walking is really difficult. Yeah, there's... This time of year, it is so hard to see where the hell you're going in here. Yeah, I'm looking up towards the lot line up there, trying to see if I can spot that. It's just a mark on one of the trees. On the way up to it, I walked right to it. But then I walked the lot line all the way back to the corner, and I found out all this nasty stuff there. So I avoided it on the way back down, and I think I just missed the corner there. But that is why we have to get in here and put T-posts in. That's all we're going to do is the lines that don't, the lot lines that do not have a fence, we're going to put T-posts every 20 feet. And that will be our fence line. And we're going to try to clear. So we'll be coming up on the road. There's a road at the bottom here. Oh, there's a monstrous oak leaf. That's a red oak. A straight up red oak. Not a black oak, which we have a lot of up at the top on the other side. Well, here's the road down here. And it looks like I came down right in the, or nearly right in the right spot. Just a little bit off. Yeah, I was a hair off. I was off by 8 feet. Somewhere around there. This is where I came down right here. This big tangle. We'll go down and look at that. My brother-in-law's deer stand was in this tree because it was right near the edge of our lot line. There's a pin down here on the road, but it's like right through here, but it's so overgrown that I couldn't see it. So this is the bottom of the ravine. All of our ravines, we have the big ravine that runs along our road, which is way down that way. And then this is the, let me see if I can point this. This is the far side of the land, and there's another ravine. Let me get it pointed again. Another ravine right there. We'll be walking right alongside of it. But this washed down in the big rainstorm of nearly 2 years ago. It pretty much cleaned out this bottom ravine all the way up to the highway, which is nearly a mile from here. And it polished all these rocks that used to be just thick. It probably had an 2-inch thick moss on them. It's starting to grow back, but it was just like a lush jungle down in here with all that moss. and it tumbled and polished everything. And in the process, it scoured the bottom so much up this way that it opened up numerous springs. So now there's flowing water down there where it was just a dry creek bed. Okay. All right. Now up through that much more difficult walk. See, it's kind of hard to tell this is even a ravine. This is actually more of a wash than a ravine. But yeah, all this rock piled up here makes it look so different. When the water is flowing, you know, during a heavy rain or a melt, it looks really cool down here, waterfalls and everything. But most of the year it's dry. Takes a pretty big rain to get water into it. Soaks into the ground first. We're on a deer run right here. You always know when you're walking through the woods and all of a sudden it gets real easy, you are likely on a deer run. Okay, that looks like well, that is a big oak, but I'm not sure what type. You could see all the lower branches have long since given up the ghost. And it got really tall. I don't know if it's, I guess it's, you could call it a savanna oak, but it's not that old. Well, I don't even know if it's an oak. That could be a maple from the look of the bark. I don't know. I'll have to, I can't see the top. It's so damn tall. Big grapevine. We have some that are way bigger than that down here. Yeah, I really can't tell what kind of, I think that, might be a maple. Yeah, I never know which way this damn camera's pointing. It has a mind of its own when you're walking through the woods. It seems like it wants to turn and focus on whatever the hell it wants to focus on. There is the ravine right there. Kind of hard to see it. It's only, down this far. It's probably 10 feet deep, possibly 15. Not super deep. The big ravine is about 35 feet deep. Now that, I believe, is a red oak. Well, we got a ton of trees down here. It's pretty thick. I'm just going to go around this stuff. But the lot line is probably 40 feet from that ravine. It's actually quite a bit cooler on this side than it was back at the far corner there. Yeah, lots of nice old oaks in here, but down here I don't see any that I would consider a savanna oak except for the one we just passed, if it's an oak. There is a ton of maple in here. This area was pretty heavily logged. it was really accessible. So the farmers that owned this land before we got here, you know, kind of used the woods as a piggy bank. And when you need some cash, you just sell it off, sell some wood off. And I believe they kind of got ripped off a bit by the loggers or the mills, whoever was, well, the loggers just cut the trees, but it would be the mills. So they would cut a huge chunk of land and not get that much money for it. So now the nicer wood, they are selling it to China as veneer logs, and actually getting pretty good money for it. So one good thing about China. A big old cherry. And by big old cherry, they don't get a whole hell of a lot bigger than that around here. They get about that size, and then they die. They get overtaken by other trees or whatever. A good deal of red oak in here.